What'd you expect?
Some respect.
For who? For you? For Alvarez? We're just moving parts in his machine, Danny. He's not disrespecting anyone. He's just replacing a fan belt.
You've had a chance to review the case file?
Yes. The suspect profile seems complete. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what you expect me to add.
Fresh pair of eyes. My team is good, but we've been close to this case for over a year. Too close, it now appears.
You are aware this isn't my field of expertise.
You applied to the behavioral science program while you were at Quantico.
I was denied.
Twice. But your test scores were extremely high.
My instructors felt I was better suited to statistical analysis.
Your instructors were wrong. And so are you. The suspect profile is not complete. If it was the woman who compiled it would not be dead. She missed something.
I disagree. I believe she accurately described the killer.
The victims, Agent Locke. She knew nothing about the victims.
Special Agent Rebecca Locke, barely 2 years out of Quantico.
Rookie.
She's coming off a stint as an analyst with Homeland Security.
Color codes.
Her work on internet cryptograms helped disrupt the Birmingham Al-Qaeda cell.
You figure she's the reason we're still at Yellow?
All right, and the victims? The first 8 were all white females between the ages of 17 and 25. Margaret Alvarez was a Latina woman in her 40s.
True.
Well, she wasn't his taste. She didn't fit the victim profile.
She did when he was done with her. He carved it into her.
Yes, but age and race are likely only incidental here. What doesn't seem incidental is the fact that the first 8 victims were all new in town.
You have developed a theory.
Still developing.
That's weird. Virtually nothing before Quantico. Like she didn't exist before then.
What'd they do, grow her in a dish?
Wait. She's just restricted.
You could just go through her stuff.
You've looked into her background.
I have.
Well, then you know that Margaret Alvarez had a lot in common with those newcomers. She was alone.
It's not just her. The killer's signature seems off.
Because in previous attacks, the degloving of the hands was always the last thing he did?
Yes.
So why change now?
I'd, like to study the data more closely before I offer an opinion.
Of course.
Were there any drugs found in her system?
I'm waiting on the report from toxicology.
Has there been a memorial service?
You think the suspect would be drawn to such an event?
Actually, I was just wondering if the body was still here.
Danny. Special Agents Melody Sim, Danny Love, Paul Ryan. Special Agent Rebecca Locke. She'll be with us. Paul, why don't you show her around? Start with the morgue. She'd like to see who she's replacing.
So officially, we're part of the Bureau's violent crimes section. In reality, we work for Webb. While we have the full resources of the LA field office, we're semi-autonomous. And by that, I mean completely independent. We take the cases Webb chooses, we pursue them to his satisfaction, which may or may not be to completion. He gets bored sometimes.
Listen, I can find the morgue on my own. I know this isn't just some case. She was your friend.
No, Alvarez wasn't my friend. She wasn't anybody's friend.
Oh.
Besides, you won't get through the door with that visitor's pass. I have to go with you.
Right.
So what's your story?
What do you mean?
Webb picks his people for one reason. They have something he needs. I'm just curious.
So am I. What do you have that he needs?
A conscience. We knew he was due. He's been accelerating over the last months, so we were expecting him to strike. We just weren't expecting this.
The epidermal layer of the right hand.
Yep, found at the scene.
In every other instance, he took the epidermis of both hands with him.
He took everything with him, including the faces.
Why do you think he left everything behind this time?
For the same reason he didn't finish. He was in a hurry. We're working a theory that he might have been interrupted, which could mean that there's a witness. LAPD's assisting us with the canvas.
What was her dominant hand?
She was a southpaw. What's going on?
Left-handed. Toxicology.
Just in, she was clean.
So no drugs.
No, he didn't drug any of the other victims either. He wants them to feel what he's doing to them.
Yes. But he didn't do this.
What?
I think it's probable your unsub didn't commit this crime. And if I'm right, I know who did.
You expect us to believe Alvarez did this to herself?
Everything points to suicide.
Since when?
They're staring us in the face, Danny. We just couldn't see it. We were too close.
Oh, but Clarice Starling here takes one look and can tell she's making a woman suit.
Look at the photos. The crime scene was staged. I believe it was staged by the victim. No one was more familiar with the signature than Agent Alvarez.
You know, I tried giving myself a tattoo in the Marines once. It didn't work out, I'll tell you why. Because it hurt. Can't just tear off your own face.
Actually, you can. There are several documented cases of this kind of self-mutilation. The patient experiences a deep psychotic break.
You're buying into this?
The toxicology report showed that there were no drugs in her system.
Oh, well, as long as there are no drugs, I guess case closed.
Hey, will you shut up for 2 seconds and listen, okay? That's why we're here. We weren't listening to the evidence. We weren't listening to Alvarez. So just listen.
There were no drugs in her system. But there should have been. Margaret Alvarez was bipolar. She was diagnosed shortly after the birth of her first child. She applied for disability in 1998. At that time, she was prescribed lithium. We should have found trace amounts. We don't know how long she'd been off her medication.
She was a head case.
She was living with a treatable illness, like millions of other people. It's part of what made her good at what she did.
You knew about her problem?
I know about all your problems, Danny. That's why you're here.
What are we going to tell her family? That she did this to herself?
We tell them nothing. Margaret Alvarez was the 9th victim. It was her job to get into the killer's head, and instead she let him get into hers. What we should be thinking about is what we're going to tell the family of the 10th victim. He's still out there, people. He's due.
Mr. Sheldon, lurk much?
I was just leaving you a note. How'd the job hunting go?
Okay, not great. Still working on it.
I'm gonna need that rent, Donna. You're gonna need it soon, or else you're gonna have to come to some other arrangement.